But
things.
she didn't refer to anything. She meaning, I assume you're referring to the reporter who interviewed. These are your words, and you didn't say I'm in my Hobbes phase. You didn't say second. I'm in my Locke phase. I mean, you didn't say I'm in my Rousseau phase. You said I was in my Marxist phase, and my question is real simple. Are you still a Marxist?
What you just watched is one of the most tense and revealing moments from a Senate confirmation hearing in recent memory. Senator John Kennedy did not come to play politics. Senator John Kennedy came to get answers. And whether people agree with his tone or not, I genuinely believe this is exactly the kind of tough questioning nominees for lifetime federal positions should face. This video shows what happens when accountability meets discomfort. It raises serious questions about transparency, political ideology, and whether nominees are being fully honest with the American public. If you care about political accountability, honest leadership, and real conversations about power in Washington, you are in the right place. Welcome to Congress Lens. I'm Audrey. Like this video, subscribe for more sharp political breakdowns, and let's get into it.
Judge Dubose, am I saying your name right?
That's correct, Senator.
Okay. We don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to be direct. I think most of my questions are designed to be yes or no. Are you still a Marxist?
Thank you for the question, Senator.
You don't have to thank me. We'll say you are welcome.
I am not, nor have ever been a Marxist.
Well, you gave an interview in 2000 to the feminist press. In fact, you didn't turn it over to us. We had to ask for it. We found it on our own. And you did then turn it over to us. And this is what you were describing your time working in a coffee shop. You said, quote, the kids would come into the cafe all the time. We'd talk about what they're doing. We'd talk about their classes. And I was in my Marxist phase. So you used to be a Marxist, but you're not now?
No, Senator, if I may, the context of the first of that interview, I had no idea that interview was something that was going to be published. I did an interview with it
under... Did you mean what you said, whether it was published or not, or whether we'd find it? Trying to understand what you believe. You said I was in my Marxist phase.
Thank you, Senator.
Still in your Marxist phase, or was that in the past?
No, Senator, if I may explain.
Sure.
I was a political science major. When I graduated from college, I immersed myself in a ton of political theory. I read Hobbes, I read Locke, I read Rousseau, I read Marx. I went through a phase where I was into Eastern religion, where I read the Tao Te Ching, the Analects of Confucius. So I suspect, and I don't know that quote with the article, I don't know if she was referring to what I was studying at the time, but as a political science major and as a theorist and someone who was considering teaching a course in political theory, I immersed myself in those things.
But she didn't refer to anything. She meaning, I assume you're referring to the reporter who interviewed. These are your words, and you didn't say I'm in my Hobbes phase. You didn't say second. I'm in my Locke phase. I mean, you didn't say I'm in my Rousseau phase. You said I was in my Marxist phase, and my question is real simple. Are you still a Marxist?
Senator, I've never been a Marxist, and I'm not a Marxist today.
Okay. All right. Have you ever served as lead counsel in a federal bench trial?
No, Senator. With my experience as both a state prosecutor, as an in-house counsel at Schneider Electric, doing very complex compliance and regulatory work, and my work as a district court sitting judge, handling general jurisdiction.
Yes, I've read your resume. I just want to get through these questions. Have you ever served as lead counsel in a federal jury trial?
No, Senator, I have not.
Okay. Have you ever attended a federal jury trial?
No, Senator.
It live?
No. No, Senator.
Have you ever watched a federal jury trial on TV?
I don't believe that federal trials are televised, so no, I have not, Senator.
Have you ever watched any trial on television?
Senator, I handle and preside over trials every single day as a state district court judge. We follow the rules of evidence, criminal procedure, civil procedure. So I feel that with my experience, that I am well suited and capable to make the transition from our state district court to our U.S. district court.
Okay. When you were practicing law, did you ever draft a motion or a brief applying the federal rules of evidence?
No, Senator. As a state prosecutor,
I'm sorry, you said what?
I said no, Senator.
No, okay. When you were practicing law, did you ever draft a motion or a brief applying the federal rules of civil procedure?
Well, I believe that there were times at Schneider Electric giving advice to business units regarding the federal acquisition regulations, that I would draft briefs to give them counsel as to how to be compliant with the federal rules. So in that respect, the answer would be yes.
Okay. What's an interpleader action?
Interpleader action is a third party who's going to intervene in a civil suit. They're not a primary party.
Okay. What's voir dire?
Voir dire is the process with which jurors are questioned by the state and by defense and prosecutors to serve on a
Have
panel.
you ever conducted a voir dire in federal court?
Not in federal court.
Okay. I'm going to yield back 6 seconds, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Senator Whitehouse.
Just to clarify the record, Judge Dubose, do you recall when that interview was done, the interview that Senator Kennedy referred to?
No, Senator, I don't. And if I recall, and I was brought to my attention yesterday, that was never an interview that I did I thought was going to be published. I never reviewed it. I didn't. It was an undergrad student who was interested in teaching, who spent 20 minutes.
What were you doing at the time?
I was teaching.
So this was before you even went to law school. This was
Yeah, I was really early.
many years ago.
It was, Senator.
Perhaps during the time when my colleague Senator Kennedy was a Democrat. Showing that people can change their views, even if it were true that you were then in a Marxist phase.
Senator Graham.
Mr. Chairman, my name was invoked.
I noticed.
As a proud Democrat, we were like
My
that part of
name
your
was
history.
invoked, Mr. Chairman. Now, I just want to let the record reflect, and I love Senator Whitehouse.
Uh-oh.
But I'll tell you one thing, I've never been a Marxist. I've never been a Marxist. And I've never admitted I was a Marxist and then not turned the document over to this committee. We had to find it. And we did. And now the testimony under oath today is, I didn't say that. The reporter said that. No, the witness said that. And then the testimony is, well, I didn't mean it to become public. That's not the issue. So, if we won't get personal here, we can.
Now that we have watched the full exchange, let's be honest. Senator John Kennedy did exactly what a senator is supposed to do in a confirmation hearing. This was not about showmanship. This was about trust. Senator John Kennedy focused on a simple but important question. Did Judge Dubose previously identify with Marxism, and is the public being told the full truth about that history? That question matters because a federal judge holds enormous power. Their past beliefs, ideological influences, and honesty absolutely deserve close scrutiny. Judge Dubose explained that the Marxist phase comment was part of academic exploration during earlier years. But Senator John Kennedy was not satisfied with vague answers. He pushed for clarity, and I think that was the right move. The American people deserve direct and honest responses, not carefully worded deflections. What stood out to me most is that Senator John Kennedy was not attacking Judge Dubose personally. He was challenging inconsistencies in the record. If someone says they were in a Marxist phase and later says they were never a Marxist, that is a contradiction worth examining. And when documents related to that statement were not initially submitted to the committee, it raises serious questions about transparency and full disclosure. Some critics will say Senator John Kennedy was too aggressive. I see it differently. I see a senator refusing to rubber stamp a nominee. I see a senator demanding straight answers. I see a senator protecting the integrity of the federal judiciary. Senator John Kennedy also raised valid concerns about Judge Dubose's lack of federal trial experience. Asking whether a nominee has handled federal jury trials or applied federal procedural rules is not nitpicking. It is part of ensuring the person is qualified for a lifetime appointment. That matters. This exchange also revealed something bigger. Too often, political allies rush to defend nominees instead of addressing the substance of legitimate concerns. But accountability is not meant to be comfortable. It is meant to be thorough, serious, and sometimes uncomfortable. At the end of the day, Senator John Kennedy showed why confirmation hearings exist in the first place. They exist to challenge power, not protect it. If more lawmakers asked questions like this, we might see stronger institutions and fewer questionable appointments. Let me know what you think. Was Senator John Kennedy right to press this hard, or did the hearing go too far? This is Congress Lens. I'm Audrey, and I will see you in the next breakdown.